Today, we're going to explore a kind of modern mystery. The mindset of people who just don't share their lives online. What are they holding on to? What's their secret to inner peace? We're going to dive right into this idea of digital minimalism and find out.
I bet you know exactly who I'm talking about, right? It's that friend who's always there in real life, shows up in all your tagged photos, but they have no profile of their own. It's like they're a ghost in the digital machine, totally present in your life, but almost invisible online.
No, seriously, stop and think about it for a second. We live in this world that basically screams at us to broadcast every single move we make. So what does their silence actually mean? Is it some big secret? Or have they figured something out? A secret to the kind of peace and quiet we're all desperately searching for? Well, it's pretty easy to jump to conclusions, isn't it? Our first thought might be, oh, they must be insecure, or maybe they're just antisocial, or their life is, boring. But what if we've got it completely backward? What if the reality is the exact opposite? What if it's not about being antisocial at all, but about really valuing deep one-on-one connections? Not insecurity, but a really powerful kind of self-possession. And this, right here, is the key. It's a total shift in how we look at it. We're not talking about what's missing from their life. We're talking about a strength they've carefully built up, a completely different way of seeing themselves in the world. So what is this superpower? Well, it actually boils down to a really important idea in psychology. And once you get it, everything starts to make sense. It's called an internal locus of control. Okay, to put it simply, people with a strong internal locus of control, they genuinely believe that their own choices and actions are what shape their lives. They just don't need that constant stream of likes and comments and shares to feel good about themselves. Their self-worth isn't up for a public vote every day. It comes from the inside. This really just hits the nail on the head. Their quietness online isn't them hiding away, it's a statement. It's a confident choice to find fulfillment somewhere other than the noisy, chaotic arena of public opinion. All right, so that's the big idea, but how does this mindset actually play out in the real world? What does this quiet strength look like from day to day? You start to see these traits pop up again and again. Because their self-esteem is already solid, they don't go on that emotional roller coaster when a post doesn't get a lot of likes. They're driven by their own goals, not by getting a round of applause. And here's the big one. They prioritize actually experiencing a beautiful sunset instead of just documenting it for everyone else. For them, privacy isn't about being secretive. It's about having a space where they can be totally authentic, without an audience watching. And when you boil it all down, it comes back to one single thing. Their number one priority isn't engagement numbers or building a personal brand. It's all about protecting their own inner peace from the constant noise, the competition, and the chaos of the digital world. This is such a crucial difference to understand. Having 1,000 followers means you're connected inside a network. But sitting down and having a deep, meaningful conversation with a friend over coffee, that's a real connection. They're choosing to invest their time and energy, which is finite, by the way, in that second one. Okay, so this all sounds pretty good, right? If this whole idea of quiet strength is resonating with you, how can you start to cultivate a little more of it in your own life without, having to delete all your accounts and disappear completely? Here's a pretty simple framework to start with. First, just define your boundaries. Maybe that's as simple as no phones at the dinner table or turning off notifications after 8 p.m. Second, try to be more mindful. Before you open an app, just ask yourself why. Are you opening it for a reason or just because you're bored? And third, actively look for that feeling of validation offline. Celebrate a win by treating yourself, not just by posting about it. And it's so important to remember, this is not an all-or-nothing game. The goal isn't to become some digital hermit living off the grid. It's about making a shift from being a passive consumer to being an intentional user. It's about you using these amazing tools on your terms. So, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. Ask yourself this, honestly. Is the time and energy you're putting into your online life actively building up your real-world happiness, your relationships, and your inner peace? Or is it taking away from them? Your answer just might change everything.